left me as an amputee. I was not born like this. I had an accident when I was 4 years old in the basement of our home. If that accident happened today, it would be a different story. But back in 1980, they didn't have the medical advancements as they do today. And so at 4 years old, I became an amputee. A couple weeks in the hospital. My entire ordeal was about 7 weeks. I finally got home. I was out with Mom, and I had picked up the little stuffed animal, and I was carrying it around the store, and it caught my mom's attention, and she saw it. She's like, "You don't need any more stuffed animals. You don't need any more toys. Put it down, and let's get what we need, and let's go home." I said to my mom, "Mom, I don't want to actually buy the stuffed animal. I just want to hold it because I don't want people seeing the end of my arm." And that broke my mom's heart. A 4-year-old had that sort of embarrassment. And my mom, as a woman of faith, she began to pray that God would heal her son. 40 years later, I'm standing before you, and you might be thinking, well, that one didn't get answered. But it did. It did. And my mom knows that that prayer got answered because just a couple weeks later, I walked into the kitchen, and I said to my dad and to my mom, "I want to play baseball this year." And they knew that I was healed. I was healed in my heart. I had gone from hiding my arm to wanting to play a summertime sport, short sleeves, and as far as I remember, there were not too many women baseball players in Parsippany that year. And so all eyes were going to be on me, and I was okay with it. And so they knew that I was healed, but at that point, the fight had just begun. The fight to play Little League, to zip my coat, to button my shirt with one hand, tie my shoes, everything in my life has had to be something that has to be overcome. And I tell you that story so you know about my life, and so you know who you're going to be voting for on June 8th, and then again on November 2nd. But it's also a picture of what New Jersey needs. In New Jersey, we need to heal. We need to heal from coronavirus. Some physically, some people have gotten coronavirus. Some people have other issues, medical issues, exacerbated because they can't get their regular medical attention. We need to heal physically. We need to heal financially, okay, from the lockdowns. And we need to heal emotionally from not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow. And so we need to heal, but then we need to fight. We need to fight what's going on in Trenton right now because they are intruding into every area of our lives. And so I'm going to leave you with this as I give my speech. This is what I want you to take with you and tell your friends and tell your neighbors and tell your coworkers. I'm going to be fighting for the New Jersey family ABCs. The ABCs of New Jersey families, that's what I'm fighting for. And I believe we have very unique challenges in New Jersey, and so we need a unique candidate. Okay? Hey, Gary, how do you catch a unique rabbit?
You sneak up on it.
Yeah, you sneak up on it. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm a unique candidate, and this is why. Because after getting my bachelor's degree in business management from Villanova University, I entered into my third generation real estate development family. I've got my own small construction company. I'm an entrepreneur. 10 years ago, I entered into the ministry. My wife, Jennifer, and I and our 4 kids, we started 2 churches in Hudson County. We pastored 2 churches, one in Hoboken, one in North Bergen. I have a business mind, but I have a pastor's heart. That's what makes me a unique candidate to take us from the healing that we need to the fight that we need to bring to Trenton. And that's my plan, and that's my job, and I need your help to go fight for the New Jersey family ABCs, family autonomy, family business, and family core values. Our family autonomy is under attack. The Murphy administration does not believe in your front door. The Murphy administration does not believe in my front door. They're going to teach our children whatever they want to teach them, not what my sister and I, as 80s kids, we learned at the kitchen table from mom and dad. That has been taken away from us, and they've gone outside of education, and they're now in indoctrination. If we're not careful, our kids are not going back to school without a vaccine. This group may know, December and January of last year, and then January, a year ago, the flu vaccine. Now add coronavirus on top of it, okay? They have said you're not smart enough to educate your kids, you're not smart enough to make medical decisions for your family, we're gonna take that away from you. Recreational marijuana pass, and of course that wasn't good enough. They had to put in the legislation that if a minor is caught smoking weed, that if the cop tells the parent, it's a third-degree felony on the police officer. Now, people freaked out. That might come out of the legislation. But whether that comes out of the legislation or not, Phil Murphy has already played his cards. He wants to make sure you can't teach your children, make medical decisions for your children, or discipline them when they are taking controlled substances, because he doesn't believe in your family autonomy. He doesn't believe in New Jersey businesses. 1/3 of New Jersey businesses closed down forever. Arbitrarily. There's no science behind it. Unilaterally picking winners and losers by an iron fist and the stroke of a ballpoint pen. That's how he is ruling Trenton. How do you know? Well, because our church in North Bergen was deemed with the executive order non-essential closed. You know why? Because the marquee over the front door said City Baptist Church. It would have been opened if it said City Liquors. That's when I knew there was no science. That's when I knew there was no plan, that this was all something in order to control us, to control our family autonomy, and to control our family businesses. Just like that, the hardware store is closed, Home Depot and Lowe's are open. Try and make sense out of that. You can't. So, what are businesses left to do? They're left to make two very difficult decisions. Close down and hope everything will be okay, or stand up and fight. That is why at our church in North Bergen, I never closed one service. We met in-person church through the entire pandemic. We never mandated masks, we never social distanced, and I never kept attendance. But I'm not crazy, so I also had live streaming. Because I believe that people have the right to choose what they want to do. You want to have church? Do it. You want to have church in person without a mask? Do it. Right. You want to have church in person with a mask and a visor? Do it. I'm a freedom kind of guy. I believe that freedom is really important. The government's job is not to keep us healthy. The government's job is to keep us free. And that is what I want to fight in Trenton, your family autonomy, your family business, and your family core values. And that is what we are fighting for. And we all have core values in our life. We all have things that we hold near and dear to our heart. Okay, you're all here today. You know why? Because you have air in your lungs and you have a beating heart. You're alive. Life is a core value. Our founding fathers knew that. They wrote it in their founding documents. They said, we hold these truths to be self-evident. That means any 5-year-old can understand it. They are self-evident, and they've been given to us by God. They've been endowed to us by our Creator. And they are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you know why they put life first? Because liberty and the pursuit of happiness are irrelevant if you're dead. Okay? It just doesn't matter. Life is a core value, but this administration has declared that life means nothing. And that's why there's a bill coming through right now that's called the Reproductive Freedom Act. I'm really ticked off that the left is so much better at their wording than we are. Really what that bill should be called is the License to Kill bill, because that's what it is. It says that a woman can take the life of her baby for any reason, at any time while in the womb. As I mentioned, my wife Jennifer and I, we've got 4 children. We've been through the birthing process. We know a little about it. Jennifer knows a little more than I do, but I was there. I was there cheering her on, and you're doing great, baby. Keep going. And so, but I'm talking any time for any reason. Like water breaks, mom's pushing, baby's coming, and then just like that, the woman can say, I can't raise this baby on my own. And that baby's life could be taken moments before birth. The legislation goes on to say that if a baby is born outside of a medical facility, if they don't get the baby medical attention, there's no prosecution. That means a woman can birth a child at home, discard the baby in the garbage, and there's no prosecution for that woman. The legislation also says that a woman can have this termination of a pregnancy regardless of domicile, which means she does not need to live in New Jersey. She can live in Oregon, or Ohio, or Mexico, or Italy, or France, or Spain, or Russia. Any pregnant woman on birth, if she does not want to birth that child, she can get to New Jersey, and you're all gonna pay for the procedure. That's an attack on our core values. And so those are my family ABCs. Make no mistake about it, okay? I am in the right lane. I know that. I'm a former pastor. I am in the right lane. But the things I just mentioned to you about the family ABCs are for all New Jersey families. Democrats have kids that are home from school and have anxiety and depression and thoughts of suicide. That's not red and blue. We got to get these kids back to school. You've got Democrats, you know what? They own restaurants too. And so their businesses are getting crushed. That's not Democrat, Republican. That's for all New Jersey families. So like I said, make no mistake, we're in the right lane. You make a list of what a conservative Republican looks like. I check every box. But we are running a wide campaign because it's for all New Jersey families. We're going to appeal to our base. We're going to win the independents, and we are going to win the Democrats too. And that's the fight that we're going to take to Bill Murphy in November. And so I appreciate you letting me share my heart with you concerning my fight for the New Jersey family ABCs. Thank you.
Thank you.